righty, we'll start today's class on our back as we typically do. And my theme this week is stress the core in a safe, deliberate way. From our torso, from space between your shoulders and your hips, and we'll be moving limbs off of that. So we'll use a block. If you don't have a block, a pillow, or anything you have at home that you could use to facilitate that shape or hold. So we'll begin on the back. Allowing your body here to melt into the floor, letting your legs and arms float softly along at your sides. Just make sure the block or whatever you're using is close by. We'll start from the back. Put one hand on your belly and just begin to notice the breath floating in and out of your hand. Allowing the shoulders, the back of the head, and your tailbone to anchor down to the floor. And then when your hand is going to shift from that belly all the way over to the left side ribs, and just let your hand rest on your rib cage. And now breathe there. Fill it and let it out. One more time, you'll move the hand high atop the chest wall, thumb and pointer at the collarbones. And now breathe there in and slowly out. And then with that slow breath, we'll begin to add movement. Reach for your block, bend your knees and hold that block between your inner knees. If you have a block, it's going to be the medium setting, not the smallest or the longest. Feet rooted, fire up your glutes, and invite your pelvis to leave the floor. So this is a low bridge, your head and shoulders still anchored onto the ground. We'll inhale up and we'll exhale down. And we'll just mimic that shift with the breath. So inhale will lift you. And exhale will lower you. We'll keep that going. Know that I might layer onto this move. So if you're comfortable with this, you keep it going. Really fire up the glutes to lift your hips and squeeze that block strongly, integrating the core into the shift. We'll hold at the top if you're comfortable to do so, and get your hands above you. Just open and close your hands a bunch of times just to get some heat flowing within that space. We are going to stretch that right hand in a moment. Keep holding that block, keep your glutes on. Right hand's going to stay open, and your left finger just pull back along the finger break, maybe bending the elbow. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that block and breathe in there. Anywhere along the way, open mouth, let out with step. Let's stretch the other side, left fingertips pulling back, and then add a little glute pulse. So we're just going to lift and lower, and no first option in bridge is maybe somewhere you come back to. So never force an action. I invite it, and you'll see if the breath is taking you there. One more breath here into your left hand, and then lower your arms. If you're pulsing in the bridge, pause, and then gently come on down. Let's get into the feet. Nothing else is moving, just your heels, right and then left. And keep moving the breath into all of your shifts. Inhale, right heel, left heel. Feeling as you're lifting and lowering your heels, the big toes pressing, and all the other toes floating from the anchoring of the big toe mound. We're working the feet's flexion and buoyancy. Know that we're going to come back to that in other ways, but feeling it here with the floor holding you. One more time on the left, bring your heels down, and then bring your hands behind your head loosely. We're going to point the elbows towards the ceilings. We're squeezing the block. The tailbone is anchored. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift the shoulders off of the floor. Curl up, squeeze the block. Inhale and lower. We'll do this a few times and I'll layer on. Exhale and come up. Let the shoulders lead. Don't pull on the neck, and then squeeze that block. lower, and inhale. Exhale and lift. Inhale and lower. I'm going to add on now. Exhale and lift. Squeeze that block. Extend your right leg long. Flare the toes. Clear the scapula. Lower the foot and lower the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale and lift. The left leg lengthens. Flare the toes. Squeeze the block. Lower the foot. Lower the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders, squeeze and extend, right leg long. Now stay here and take another breath in and reach your left hand behind you. Get longer levers off your torso. Hand back, foot down, shoulders down. Inhale. Shoulders first. Left leg extends long. Right hand reaches behind you. Lift the shoulders, squeeze the block. Hand back, lower foot, lower shoulders. Adding on, staying with that, of course. Shoulders, right leg, and then left. Flare the toes. Right and then left, and then shoulders. Switching sides, leading the way. Shoulders, left, and then maybe right, left, and right, and down. Adding limbs, arms included now. Shoulders, right and left, left and right, back and back. Down and down, and this is your only option, staying with whatever before was better. Here we go, shoulders, last one. Left and right, right, left. Back in, down, down, and lower. So now remove the block out of the way and stagger the feet away from each other. Move the knees to the left. Right glute fires to open up this frontal hip right side. Your arms are going to go to a T shape. Roll your gaze to the right as your hips are turned to the left. Stay here. I'm going to add on more, but just let the floor absorb you when you connect. And no, my add-on may not feel great to you, so you leave it off. Bring your left arm across the chest wall towards your right arm. Just kind of take it over there somewhere. Let this be an inhale, and then exhale, take it off. Take it with your breath. Inhale to it. Exhale and away. I'm going to add on to this, so stay with this or bring that left arm back to the floor. Make a circle with it. Open up the ribs. Taking it one breath at a time, remembering that you're not just flinging an arm. You're breathing. So it's an inhale to start it and an exhale to bring you back. Open your mouth, let out what you don't need. We'll take one more here. All of it out. All right, let's come on back. Roll your head first. Lift your knees second. Get level and switch. Knees over. This time it's your left foot pushing left glute firing up to get into the higher lift of this open hip here, left side. Roll your gaze to the left. Right arm, it's staying where it is, or you're adding the reach. And rebound, or the reach and the arc. Breathing, feel it. Gathering and emptying the breath. Circles don't feel lovely on this side for whatever reason. Take it off. Go back to the first variation. We're going to have one more breath here. And then we travel it back. Bring your knees to midline and just offer this glide here along your low back, right? This is an intentional shift with your breath in through your midline and exhale, rotating. You're really turning your hips and your knees are showing me, pointing in the direction your hips are traveling. This should feel really lovely on that low back. Take a few more breaths here. And then you're back to center. Walk your feet in, give your knees a little squeeze, and let's rock either forward and back along your spine to come up to seated or roll to your side, whatever feels best to you. We're heading to our shoulders. So we'll start in a tabletop. And then we bring the forearms down. So we make that tight tripod similar to what we had in our abs. Palms can be open. You can interlace the fingers. Look back at your knees. Give your head a little yes and no. Puff up the back body. Think mad Halloween cat shape in your back. And you want to lift your belly up and into the back body. So today you might stay here with that focused breath on exhaling and just emptying, hugging the belly up and in, and maintaining that mad cat shape with your back. And that might be work today. If you're adding to that, you might curl your toes and lift your knees for full expression of dolphin. Either one is fine. Make sure you take your breath with you. Give your head a little shake out, yes and no, acknowledging your neck is not helping you hold this shape. If your legs are extended to straight, go ahead and move them about a little bit, working into your hamstrings, maybe moving your hips a little bit, going into all of those sticky spaces. You're holding here for 1 breath or 8, really depends on how you feel today. When you're ready to let it go, lower the knees if elevated. We'll stagger the knees away, big toes together, come into child's pose. Every time we find child's pose, we might do something a little different with the arms. This round, I'll invite the left hand to move to the left corner of the mat and the right hand to move toward it. So you're getting a nice stretch through that right side. Once you have it, tuck your chin, let your brow go down. And just take a few deep breaths into your ribs. And then we'll explore that. Right hand over to the right, left hand toward it. Drop your chin to chest. We'll drift back to center, rise up, walk it in. So now we're setting our table and we set our posture, which is so important, the back of the head, the shoulders, and the low back. Oftentimes our head will intuitively drop down. So try to keep that elevation. We'll take the right leg behind and then just get into the foot and just do a little gliding forward and back. All we're trying to do is wake up all of the connective tissue in the foot. And we're just going to holding as strong as we can in our hands. Keep that belly lifted into the back body. 1 more breath here. And then bring your right knee in. Try it on the left. All 5 toes equally weighted. All 5 toes equally contributing to the shift. Breathing, not letting that breath get stuck. All right, bring it in. A few cats and cows here. Inhale, glide the shoulder blades together to fill. Exhale, push down and lift up. Inhale, fill it up. Exhale, empty it out. Begin to layer in feet. Maybe you curl the toes with 1 breath. And you press the toes. Opposite breath. You're just adding on a little more movement. If that confuses the breath, then just leave off the feet or stop the shoulders, stop the cats and cows, and just work the feet. Never having to do all, just invite and see what's available to you. Exhale. Come back to your tabletop. Reestablish your posture. Right leg goes back again. This time, we fire up the glute, the right glute butt muscle, this big muscle back here to lift that right leg up, trying to maintain that level pelvis and equal weight in both of your hands. Take the right leg a little bit out to the side, to the right, and then back in. So we're moving from a very stable core. We're just stressing it in a very controlled manner, out and in. Less is more. Take 1 more, return it, and lower it, switch, left leg. Always knowing you need a break, you take it. Left glute is on to lift the left leg. Do not just pick up a limb, because then you'll dump into your low back. Lift your belly up, and then it's just an out and in, and out and in. Keeping everything else stable, shoulders stacked over wrists, pelvis is neutral. You're just adducting the leg. Bring it back to center and lower it. Now add a little hip roll here, just a little scrub of those outer hips. We're heading to child's pose. So as you circle, add the circles in a bigger rotation if that's available. Travel in both ways, and then you'll make your way back to your child's pose. I like to stagger the knees. If that doesn't feel good to you, then you make it yours. Allow your body to melt into the floor. This time, flip your palms to a receiving gesture. Let your brow feel heavy. Maybe the block goes under the brow. That might help bring the floor to you. And just let yourself settle in here. Maybe wiggle the fingers about here, noticing tension that creeps up into your hands. Present up into the forearm, up into the upper arms, and into your shoulders. So move whatever you need out of the way. And then return your palms and lift back to them. Reset your table, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, postures right. This time we bring the limbs in the upper body off of our torso. So the right hand is a pillar, left arm reaches forward, and then somewhere out to the side. And we just repeat that a couple of times. Know that your right hand is your pillar, and it's from there you're moving. We'll come back to midline, lower, equal weight in both of your hands, weight shift left hand, right hand forward, open and close it. Out to the side, any degree, and return. We're going to come back to neutral, both hands down. A few cats and cows, you can add in a hip roll to that, or you could add your feet. So you're just going to move off in any direction, keeping it small with the cats and cows, or layering on additional shifts. Stay working here. Stay working here, knees down. If you like to float up into a downward facing dog, level off. Grab the toes at the back, lift your knees, and chest wall goes back. Give your head a little shake out, and maybe invite a little pedaling out of your heels, right? So softly, slowly, thinking your heels are in thick, thick mud. So your actions are never quick. To the contrary, can I slow it down a little bit more? And that'll give me an opportunity to feel everything more. Gently return your knees, and let's take a child's pose. Knees stagger, toes together, and I'll change up where we're headed for child's pose if you'd like. The left arm threads under your body. If that feels like a nice outer shoulder stretch, you keep it. And then unwrap that gently, extend and switch. I'm always invited to not take the offering, you can just stay in your child's pose however you feel. Unwrapping, resetting, coming to your tabletop. So we're going to pull together our table with the right leg away, right toes grounded, and left arm forward. Staying right here, inviting that right glute to fire up to lift your right leg, hold everything here. We combine that right leg out to the right as the left arm goes out to the left. It's any degree. Really what I want is your posture to stay intact. You're really strong at your center, and the range is your breath. So don't feel like it has to go very far. Keep it in control, and stay connected to your breath. One more here. Return to your midline, hand down, knee down, add a little circle. In your hips, you like that, you keep it. You want to add a cat-cow to it, lovely. And if you want to layer in feet, all okay. You're working here with your knees down because that's really lovely. You want to move into a down dog. You'll get to your midline, curl the toes, lift and press up. So never necessary to come into a down dog. It feels really like, oh, that's a great idea. And that's where you're headed. Always okay to stay the knees down and move about, getting into your sticky spaces. Here for 1 or 2 more breaths, whatever position you chose, returning the knees. If lifted, set your table. This time the left leg goes back, stay with the foot grounded first, right arm reaches, keep the head in line with your shoulders, glute fires to lift, stay here, or add that lever off the body, any degree of mobility. Breathe into it, don't just fling a limb off. Inhale, open, gently return, gather and empty. We'll come back to your midline, both hands, both knees, few cats and cows, add a little hip roll. Down dog is always an option for you. Take a few breaths for you to get curious as to what feels lovely in your body. From here, wherever your here is, the next place we go is to our belly. So walk the legs away, bring your forearms down, assist with your lowering. Come all the way down. Stack your palms into a pillow, let your head rest to it. Gently bend into your knees and offer a windshield wiper action with your feet. Tipping your tailbone, and you should feel a nice massage now to the front of your quadricep, the big muscles of the front of your legs. We'll bring those legs back to neutral. Arms are going to reach forward of you, and your brow is going to go down. So we stress the core here, moving the limbs off of our body in a controlled movement with your breath. Shoulders first. Left shoulder lifts your left arm. It's an inhale away and an exhale return. Switch to the right side. Right shoulder lifts your arm, feel it. So the musculature of the back body controls that limb leaving. Focusing on the lower half, the left glute fires up to lift your left leg. It's not a high lift, but it's lengthening away from you. And then the lower happens on your exhale. Switch right glute, fire it up to lift your right leg and lower. Remember, never just pick up a limb, feel how the musculature supports the move. So you could work here. Left shoulder, right shoulder, left glute, and then right glute. That's one way to work today. Adding on, left glute, right shoulder, alternate limb. Soften that. Left shoulder, right glute. So simultaneously lifting opposite limb, but not just lifting. It's shoulder glute in charge of that lift. Keeping your chin tucked. But your brow can leave the floor. Chest wall can come away a little bit. Feel your 2 frontal hip bones anchoring you. And you're feeling this long levers being floated off of your body with the intentional firing of the glute and the shoulder, as you're not just picking up the limb and dumping into that low back and upper trap. I have a few more controlled lifts here, whether you're doing one limb at a time or alternating. And then take it all off. Rebend, make a little pillow, let your head rest. revisit the bend and the sweep and the sway, doing whatever feels lovely to you. I'm going to head to cobra from here. Bring your legs back to neutral. Feel your two frontal hip bones and bring your forearms to either side of you. Forearms are down, brow is down. We breathe and we move. Inhale, forehead, nose, and chin. Floating off of the floor, but feel how your forearms are stabilizing you. Inhale to the top and then lower back down slowly. Let's work that a few rounds. Inhale, gather. Feel how your hands are open. Can you draw the shoulder blades together slightly at the back to open the front? And then lower. One more like that. Inhale. And gently lower. Exhale, staying with that lovely option. Or slide your fingertips back. Now there's a bend in your elbows, but hug them softly inward towards your rib cage. Same breath in, floating forehead, nose, chin. Pelvic bones anchored down with the frontal hips. Lower as you empty. Inhale, fill it. Lower. So we're deciding which one is the best for you today. Staying here for a couple of more rounds of breath. Or letting it go to the first option with the forearms rounded. So choosing where you want to work. Always knowing it is your breath that is your mover. And then when you're ready, we'll just let everything come back to the floor. Stack the pillow with your hands. Bend into your knees. And sweep and sway. Bring those toes back to center, lower. Child pose from here. Gently press and lift. Knees apart, big toes together as you dissolve. Brow down. This time in child pose, palms together. Bend your elbows, invite the thumbs towards the nape of your neck. And then returning everything down, palms, rise to them, and come on around to seated. We'll take a seated straddle. And from here, bring your hands somewhere behind you. And then draw little circles from your torso. So this movement is above your hips. But there's a lot of areas where you might feel some restriction. We're going to move in all sorts of directions here. So we just want to see how we feel at the very top. Just without too much of a hinge yet. And you might decide this is where you're going to work and not change where you're headed from here. So that's always an okay to come back to here. Set your posture, stacking shoulders over hips. Keep your left leg where it is, but bend your right knee, bring that right foot in. So we're taking a few shifts here. It's all in the thoracic spine, so keeping the hands grounded. Maybe you need to keep in the hands a little farther back. We'll play your edge. We're going to take the right hand and just reach it across towards that left foot, just any degree. Doesn't have to reach down. You're just really working in the upper ribs. When you come back, bend your elbow and pull back. And in that pull back, then take your left hand to the back of your head and just pull back into your palm as you draw the chest wall. So this is two places we're going to go. Here's one. And then here's two. We reach and we bend and we pull. We're working in that thoracic rotation. We're reaching and we're bending and we're pulling. The movement is in this bend and extension in this right arm. The head is just, hand is there just as a tactile cue. You want to keep upright as we're opening and closing spaces. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and out. Come back around, release both hands down. Let our shoulders roll a little bit, and now begin to find a soft approach into a fold here. I say this left leg is towards straight. There is curvature under the bend in your knee, so you're going to accommodate for that. Once you find it, relax your chin to chest, and just let yourself sway. Maybe you can just come into cold stillness completely. But it's really up to you. Everyone might have a different idea in their body today. Slowly begin to wander away. Lift the chest well up. Bring the hands behind you. Rotate, just like we did as we first came in. We have that soft bend in the knee. We'll unwrap that in just a moment. Just kind of everything comes off in layers. Then go ahead and bring that leg back out to straight. Moving the ribs. We're switching sides. Head, bring it in. Draw little circles, right? Kind of assess where you might feel energy will hold you back when you get stuck. And then we change direction. So we bring the left hand across. And it's a pull back. And then we bring our other hand to the back head just to keep that upright posture. So here we go. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. You're getting into that thoracic spine. You're opening and closing. Now, if it's hard to stay upright with your hand behind your head, you can always ground that hand, but just say, I want my head back. So either you keep your head there or you keep the hand grounded. All we want to do is rotate above the hips. Your range is yours and it's always with your breath. One more, we'll bring it around. Both hands will go down and then you're moving about it. Roll the shoulders and find your way in. Remembering to accommodate for that definite, there's a bend in your knee, right? So why not emphasize it more by softening the knee? It doesn't have to be locked out. And then just find your way in, noticing where you might feel energy. If it's in this knee, what can you do to let it go? Back, a little back, find a way to soften it. Maybe an open mouth and drop it out. Staying with it. And then we'll lift off softly, bringing the chest wall up. Hands go back, move about, ribs, shoulders, whatever needs to. Bring it one more time back to the straddle. Both legs towards straight. Hands can be in front or in back. We're going to again move within the upper body to see if we can free up what gets stuck in the low back. Let's do a little sway. And then bring both hands over to the outside of your left leg. The right hand's going to reach, we're going to lift, we're going to open, and we're going to exhale. So this might feel really nice with the long lever arm. You like the idea of circles, but this is too much pull, shorten it. You can do it with a shorter lever. You don't have to circle it all, even can be just a little rotation here. So just begin to observe what feels great to you today. Might not the next time you practice. So just see what today gives you. You're gentle on your approach with this intent of freeing up, right? Where can you go? Don't force, just invite. One more here. And then we come back. Travel through your center, hold, do a little sway. Same exact range to the other side, so there's no rush to get there. Your hands can be forward or back, right? So you know where you can be. take it on over. Move a little bit. Once you find it, you'll take that reach, the lift, and the arc, and the open. Options, you know what they are. It could be even a goal post to shorten the lever. You can take the fingertips to the top of the shoulder. You're still getting in that rotation. Breathe into it. Don't just fling it. It's an inhale to open. Aha, open it up. Exhale, close it. Gather it. Empty it. Feel it. We got one more breath here. And then we'll travel it back. Now we go in for the hold here. So it's a sweep and it's a sway. Any destination. If you have that block and you want to use it to bring the floor to you or a pillow, kind of build the floor up. Let yourself melt here at your center, letting everything settle out. There is no destination. As you come in, try to keep the breath, right? A tendency is for the breath to get stuck. So come on back to it here. And every time you exhale, there might be a little extra softening to allow you to travel somewhere new. Stay with it a little longer. Your next few breaths, wherever it is you settled out, begin to move away and lift up. Shoulders back and down. Slide your feet in. Keep a wide stance. We'll close with a few cats and cows. Gently glide the chest wall through. Pull shoulder blades together. That's an inhale. Exhale. Hug the belly in, tuck your chin, and peel it back. Inhale, gather the breath, fill it up. Exhale. Empty it back. Inhale. And let it all go. Back to your midline. Walk your feet together as we'll lower down to the back. You can keep that block handy if you have it. I'll cue it towards just a little bit longer towards the end, but first come down. Let the back of your head find connection. We'll take the feet and stagger them, and we'll revisit one of the same shifts we took on earlier in our practice. So we stagger the knees, we turn our hips to the left and bring the right arm across. The left arm can be on the other side. So either feel bull post here, arms to a T. Push into that right foot to get a big opening in your hip. So from here, bring your right knee towards your left knee. The left knee doesn't move, you just bring that right knee towards. Now that takes it from the hip and moves it more into this low back QL area. And you might decide, oh, I like this. Not so wonderful. Hit rewind and bring that foot back. So see, you can have a few breaths in either place. Do feel equal weight across your shoulders, and maybe you're looking away to the right as you're opening into this hip, or you're getting into the low back. Have a few breaths if you're exploring both places. And you're never stuck in any one. You might continuously just drift between the two. One more breath on this side. We'll bring the feet back to the stagger so that you can push down into your feet as you bring your head back. You bring your knees up. Let's see how it feels. Switch. Lean on your shoulders, look away to the left. Stay here. Left foot pushing, left glute, getting a nice opening. Keep the right knee where it is and the left knee, go ahead, travel it toward it. Hit rewind, return it. We're playing with that idea of like hanging on somewhere. Maybe it's that you like a little bit more of the low back, if you will. Or you want to stay in that push of the foot, frontal hip opening. Take a few breaths, right? Feeling it out, making sure it's just right for you. And then we'll return that left foot, push down to lift your knees. Take a stagger of your feet, stay with them wide, but let your inner knees come together for a knob knee. So your hips are an internal rotation. This is where I'll have you, if you'd like, to grab the block and put it under the back of your head. It's on the lowest setting. Let your arms float long at your sides. Tuck your chin. And then begin to roll your right ear to the right. So kind of hug into that block and just rock to the right side, center. Stay with it to that right side a couple of times. As you come back to your midline, tuck back into that block, hug in, and then rock. And then come back up to center. Tuck that chin once more, and then roll to the left. And then return. Tuck and roll. And return. Tuck and roll. Stay with that left side, and then you might decide to take it all the way right. And all the way left. And this might feel like a nice way to wind down your practice today. You can always pause and just let yourself settle into the floor. So at any time you can remove the block if you choose to. Let your legs float long and let everything settle out. But maybe that gentle rocking, even if your head is on the floor, helps you stay connected to the breath. And keeping that with you as I offer you less direction, less muscular effort. Gently bringing everything back to midline, whether you were rocking along the back of the head on the block, holding everything steady still. Bend your knees, slide your feet in. Add your arms to lift overhead as you inhale. And exhale. Inhale away. And down. Bring your knees in, roll away to your right side or left side, or float up to seated. Closing with one breath in, palms to the sternum. Take a huge breath in to prepare. And exhale it away. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed the Stress the Core with me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.